Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Now we will move to our paid speeches and our speaker relatively new numbers and not sure the impetus. The marathon speeches is relatively new and it's personally I would like to welcome Aman Shah.
You know, this is how you try to
Who do you call when you have a problem? Because I think you can make do with the handyman, the landscaper, or the auto mechanic. You need the CPA because you make too much money. That's a good problem. What about the big guns, the people who run our economy? Who do you think they call when they have a tricky business problem they need help? I didn't want to give too much away in the title, which is why I picked something good. If you were able to guess what it was, congratulations, well done. MECE really means MECE or McKinsey, or as they refer to themselves, the firm. Why talk about McKinsey? Amazon.com, there's summary of Tom McDonald's book, The Firm, McKinsey and Their Secret Influence on American Business. If you want to be taken seriously, you hire McKinsey and Company. Founded in 1926, McKinsey can lay claim to the following partial list of accomplishments. The consultants have ushered in waves of financial, structural, and technological changes to the nation's best organizations. They remapped the power structure within the White House, and they revolutionized business. 2012, Mitt Romney was asked what he would do to reduce the size of government. He said that he was serious, that he would bring in McKinsey. We study their approach to problems. You can pick up tools which you can use. 7 minutes is still a little time, but there's 3 takeaways you might be able to start from right away related to communications. 1. And start when you're giving a presentation with recommendations, start with the conclusions and use inductive reasoning. 2, 3-word. Have meetings with the key stakeholders before the meeting so that you don't get blindsided by objections and you don't drop bombshell. 3, always memorize the first 3 sentences of your presentation. Always stand on them. Here, problem solving is structured problem solving. So like I said, when you learn about the approach, right. McKinsey is a management consulting house. But what are their people like? Let me find a quick anecdote from off the books. 2 consultants had been briefed preliminarily about a client problem, so they got on the plane to go meet the client. As soon as the plane reached cruising altitude, one of them took out his laptop and started working on the final presentation for the client. His coworker asked him, how can you work on the final presentation when you haven't even met that client? And the answer was, based on what I know about it, this is what I think the problem is. And if it turns out that I'm right, then why would I waste time not working on the presentation? I'll admit that I'm a McKinsey junkie. I read everything about them that I can find, hands on. Problem solving is structured problem solving. So we're talking about a way to formulate business problems such that they are amenable to fact-based analysis. That's the core McKinsey consulting skill. So the structure of the framework in question is the issue tree. You start with the problem, and when you put everything that could possibly influence that problem. That done, you try to take each branch of the tree and split it till you can't split it anymore. The idea being that you work on one problem. After that, you ask whether you've included everything. So all factors included, collectively, exhaustive, and completely disaggregated. mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive, and MECE. So that's the framework that guides you in creating hypotheses that you can then use to explain the observations of the problem using the data to validate them. To the words of wisdom from the alumni of McKinsey are that you should make your hypotheses fit the facts, not the other way around. So quote them, be prepared to kill your data. How do you get the data? I'm not talking about the data that you can feed into Excel. They're obviously very good at that. What about the data that you need to extract from people, what the CIA refers to as human intelligence? That's trickier. Ethan Razio in his book says that every McKinseyite's favorite question is there anything I forgot to ask? Another potentially useful trick is the Colombo tactic from the 1970s TV show. You give the impression that the interview is over so that the person drops his guard. And when you get to the door, you turn around and casually ask another question. He was in them. So you've used the data to validate your hypotheses. Now you're ready to present your conclusions and recommendations. How do you drop the ball? So, pre-wiring does some things for you. One, like I said, it can ward off potential objections. More importantly, it builds consensus among the people who need to approve or implement your suggestions, which is going to be difficult for them if you're going to have shocking revelations in your presentation. You want to avoid that. More importantly, you can adapt your solutions to the political realities of the organization. You're going to be people behind the scenes. And it gives you an additional reality check of your finding. Inductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning takes the form, we believe X because of A, B, and C, as opposed to deductive reasoning, which takes the form, A is true, B is true, and C is true, therefore we believe X. In this very simple example, the powerful illustration of how much more useful inductive reasoning is. That's the bigger punch. While at the same time, deductive reasoning provides a much better cognitive burden. How about delivery? The reason to memorize the first three sentences in your presentation is that they get the most attention. People who come to your meeting don't start off playing with their phones, but if you sound insecure, they're going to lose interest. More importantly, it gets you started on the right note, makes you more comfortable. Follow this simple rule. Start off with a good flow, and that gives you a confident rhythm. You can use data on your slides to complement you if your voice should down. Another thing is that you could have your own teammates in the audience and they will also get confidence. So there you have it. Learn from McKinsey, embrace structure, lead with your conclusions using inductive reasoning, rewire everything to avoid being one-sided, and memorize the first three sentences. I hope you're now ready to be the top problem solver in your business. Thank you, Anna. Feedback. 2 minutes and
Gotcha.